fans with us today. He is one of the toughest, coolest, dopest, down to earth security guards in the 970-303 area code. Coming to us from parts unknown. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you security. Down.
Yeah, what's good?
How's
What's
it going,
good?
my
What's
man?
good?
Yeah, that's how we
Yo,
do it
that is
here
a
on
god
the
tier
E's and
intro.
B's. And this week, we're bringing in my homeboy, Security Dom, as we are going to be diving into this year's Royal Rumble. Going down live in Tampa Bay tomorrow night, folks. And we're going to be going all the way in. Dom and I, that's right. We're going to be giving you our predictions, our hopes, and maybe some of the future dreams. Are you ready to get into this, my man?
Oh, 100%. Let's get it.
All right, all right. Tom, tell the fans and listeners out there, how, in the short version, did you become a wrestling fan when you was a kid?
Oh man. So I never got to actually watch it live like on TV or nothing like that. My dad, when we were in Germany, we used to he used to work at one of those DVD places, and he would always find the DVDs of professional wrestling and stuff, all that WWF stuff, and he would like bring it on home and he would let me watch it. And that was our little thing for a little while, but then I ended up just picking it up by myself and started finding my own DVDs. I didn't start actually watching and keeping track of episodes until I came to like Colorado when I was like when I was like 15 or 16.
Nice, nice,
Because
nice.
like I never knew how to watch it.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I loved it. It was amazing seeing all these like different DVDs and footages and stuff, because like I believe I was watching the old school stuff, not really keeping up with the modern things until I came to Colorado.
Got you. Got you. Yeah. And we've had several conversations. Dom and I, as we work in the same facility and all that good stuff, I call him my security guard. But I got to say,
Yep.
we've had so many different stories and so many different fantasy discussions up front. But I got to know, and the fans probably would like to know, who's your all time favorite wrestler?
All-time favorite. That's oh my gosh, that's always a tough one. You know what I'm saying? Because like I can never just pick one. There's always at least top three. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
yeah. Oh,
Like
yeah.
it's always hard to be like, oh, this is the number one. I mean, I guess what I could say is Undertaker. Obviously, that's like the best selection possible. He is
Absolutely.
the goat in my
He's
opinion. Like
100%, 100%. My youngest, the Destroyer, that's her favorite wrestler as well. Couldn't tell you how that came about, but from day one when she got into wrestling, it was hers, and we'll run with it. But I gotta say, probably the best created character ever in wrestling history, and still to this day, we're talking about him. Like it was yesterday when he first stepped into the ring. All right, let me ask you this. One of the famous questions here on the E's and B's podcast. Make sure you guys are checking us out each and every week, wherever you listen to your podcast at. Check us out there on YouTube. You'll be seeing this video version of Dom and myself, as this will be going forward a future thing for all the pay-per-view or premium live events, you may call it. We'll be bringing Dom in here and there and giving his thoughts and stuff. But before we get to that, Dom, I got to ask you the famous one. If you could have breakfast with any wrestler, celebrity, or anybody out there, dead or alive, who would you have breakfast with and what would you have?
oh my gosh. That's an amazing question. Let's see. I think can it be like
Anyone?
two people? Can
Sure,
it be like
yeah.
two
Let's do it.
people?
Yeah, yeah.
Yo, I want to have breakfast with either the New Day or the Usos.
All right, all right. Yeah, hell yeah. All right, so say you're doing that. What do you guys have?
um definitely I'm a breakfast burrito kind of guy. That's my thing. Like I will do the smothered breakfast burritos and stuff. Like I'll get a breakfast burrito from like Albert Tacos. Shout out to Albert Tacos in Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
That was my place.
Nice.
I would definitely, yeah, we would definitely be doing some breakfast
All
burrito
right.
stuff.
I love it. I love it. Definitely stuff that you don't hear about on the East Coast. I never had breakfast burritos until I moved out to the West Coast. That's for darn sure. All right,
What?
one more good. E's and B's question. If you had walkout music, Dom, say you were a wrestler in the future and you were getting introduced to the ring, what music will be playing when you walk to the ring?
Oh my gosh. So so believe it or not, I have thought about this so long. I actually have a playlist on Spotify for like all of the possible entrance music I could be like walking out to. Let's see if I can find it. So one of them is the Shaolin Thoughts by Satsuki Thunder Monk. It's like this kung fu movie beat and
Yeah.
stuff. It sounds really dope. I don't think it's like copyright. I think it's copyright free and stuff. So like I feel like that'd be perfect. But if it's like an actual song,
Yeah.
like an actual song from like a band or
Let's go
something
from
like
an
that.
artist. Yeah. Let's go from a known artist.
Uh so part of me is like I definitely would want rock, some sort of rock music,
Yeah.
but something modern. So Forgotten by The Plot in You. I
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
that one's fire.
Dope.
Like for
Dope. I
some
dig
reason
it.
that
I
song's
dig it.
fire.
I dig it. All right. Now enough bullshit talk. Let's get to it, Dom. It's time to talk 2024 Royal Rumble right here on the E's and B's. And what we're going to do, buddy, I've already kind of discussed this. We've both pre-gamed. We're going to give you guys our 3 surprise entrants for men and women. And then we're going to go through, give ourselves a prediction on what we think the outcome will be going down tomorrow night down there in Tampa. And then after that, we're going to get to what we think this may lead to. So I'm going to obviously be the gentleman and let my man Dom start off. Dom, I want you to give me the bottom number there, the third guy of the men that you will be predicting a guest entrance in tomorrow's 2024 Royal Rumble. Who is it?
So my bottom pick so far is one that I haven't seen in a minute, and I haven't heard anyone talk about him for a while. My homie Sheamus. I hope Sheamus
Oh,
kind of
okay.
pops
All
up.
right. Sheamus coming back. All right.
Uh,
Still a possibility that, a signed person that's been hidden that we've forgotten about. I like that kind of
mm-hmm.
thinking. Here's my number 3. I went ahead and went right there to left field, just started picking. And I got a lot, but I had to narrow it down between these 3 gentlemen. And my number 3 pick is someone that just might not shock everyone across the nation, but it might shock several of the smart wrestling fans. And I'm going with QT Marshall. That's right, QT Marshall.
Really?
A no longer AEW wrestler who we are slipped to the back of our mind. Good friends with this gentleman right here, folks, Cody Rhodes. I can guarantee you this. There's a possibility we could see something like that going down tomorrow night there in Tampa. All right, go to number 2 for my man Dom. Who you got?
All right, number 2. I feel so it sucks because like I kind of kept everybody in the WWE circle when it comes to that because like as much as I would love to go outside.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with being a realist, man. That you're doing what your heart and what is more possible than maybe what I'm swinging for here.
Yeah, but I mean, like yours is still possible too, though. Let's see. So my second pick was it sucks because I don't know how much he's recovered yet, and I would love to see him. I need my boy Big E to come back.
Oh, that's
I need him to come back.
Yes.
I just need it.
Stepping back into the ring would definitely send shockwaves, in my opinion, across the wrestling nation. That's an outstanding pick. That was
I'm thinking
another, like you said, hidden in the back. We know he had an injury. We know that story, but we don't know if he's clear. We don't know that, but it's that's good. I like it.
But see, that's why I think because like the way that I'm picturing it, imagine Kofi's in the match and stuff like that, and they're doing another one of his like revolutionary saves from the Royal Rumble, and right as he's getting thrown out, Big E comes down and grabs him.
I just saw it right there. You're right. All right, my number 2. Like I said, I've been swinging for home runs. I'm going way deep. I'm thinking as hard as I can. And this is another gentleman who has been overseas. Not a lot of light shined on him in the American wrestling world, but I know a lot about him. And I think with his family and friends over there at WWE and those big dollar signs. I can see this guy coming down and being an early entrant. How about Tama Tonga? That's right, coming over from New Japan Pro Wrestling, someone that could help out the Bloodline or possibly help out Jey Uso, vice versa. It doesn't matter. There's a good chance. That's a very fantasy storyline I'm trying to bring to you there, but that's going to be my number 2 pick. Let's get to it, Dom. I can't wait. Get to the number 1 man you think is going to be a surprise entrance tomorrow night in the Royal Rumble.
It was a lot of thinking. I couldn't figure out like who I should like set as that like number 1 pick, but I went with my heart because it's like I just really want to see him do more and stuff when it comes to main roster, and I just need him to come out. My boy Ilya Dragunov. I need him to be there. I need him to at least like be dominant. I want him to be on the main roster so bad to take on Gunther.
NXT entrants for sure. You're right. That's a great guy to get back up on the main card. With so many storyline possibilities, and we won't dive down that path because we don't have enough time for that this week. But yes, I love that. Some great 1, 2, and 3 picks for my man Dom. I got to give you my number 1, though, before we get to the women. How about this? Another gentleman, no longer at AEW. I'm not sure what his contract details were when he left, but it makes complete sense. It's been talked about on all the great podcasts, Keeping It 100, Busted Open, all that stuff out there. It's none other than Andrade.
Yeah, Andrade Cien Almas.
You know, there's a possibility that Andrade will be coming back to WWE to join his wife, Charlotte Flair. That one right there is not so far-fetched in my opinion, but that's why I put him at my number 1, because I can see that man doing good back in WWE as he finished strong there at AEW.
Yeah.
Let's not go away.
100%.
Let's get right to it. Let's get to those women. Dom, starting at number 3. I know this might be a little bit tough for some people out there if you don't follow wrestling close enough, but there are some amazing, and I do amazing, free agents in that pool, along with, just like we've been talking, those talent that they're still chilling in the catering. They're waiting to get their time. Let's go, Dom. Number 3, who you got?
All right, so number 3, I need my girl Liv Morgan to come back. That's just like one of those. I know it's like kind of like a subtle little choice, but Liv Morgan was one of my favorites, even though she didn't really look good with the championship around her with her run.
It helps everything all the way around, no matter if she's singles, tag. I like it, and definitely we've been seeing her popping up a lot here lately on all of the movie red carpets and commercials, and it seems like she's back in the game. We'll see what happens with that. My number 3 pick, once again, man, I got the bat loaded today. I'm heading back to right field. This girl is going to shock the WWE world, and we've talked about it. We know this is the possibility. We're hopeful for this because there's only one good storyline when it comes down to it, and that is the entrant of Jade Cargill. That's right, Jade making her very first debut at the Royal Rumble, whether it's number 30 or if it's number 1 and she has to prove herself. That possibility of the storyline might happen tomorrow night. That's just my prediction. Let's roll right through it here to number 2. Dom, on your list, who do you got?
All right, let's see here. So number 2, I got a girl that weirdly I'm not too much of a fan of. But I respect her, and I love how she is in the ring. I love how she is on the mic, and I think she does a great job of making me just be like, oh, I hate her. But it is my homegirl, Tiffany Stratton. I need her in the Royal Rumble 100%. I think her in the main roster in general would be fire.
We've talked about that as well.
Perfect.
One hell of a talent, and hey, even a possibility of someone who could go the distance and win that thing and be that girl this year. You know, we've seen Becky do it. We've seen Bayley and all the big name girls do their gig in the Rumble. Let's see someone new, in my opinion, and let's get that girls locker room beefed up for the 2024 run. That's my opinion. My number 2
Stratton versus Rhea. That's all I'm saying. That's all
I like it. Hey, I like it. And here's my number 2 pick, something that we talked about here recent. I sent you a text. I've been throwing this since a month ago, and I
Yup.
think the proof is in the pudding. My number two
Yeah.
pick is, man, if I could do it, I'd turn the lights off and put that neon on because that girl's coming
For real.
back to the ring. Naomi will be back in WWE. We saw her do her farewell speech there at TNA Hard to Kill as she lost the belt to Jordynne Grace. It's definite in my mind that something else is up her sleeve, and she's going back where her family is, and that's back to the Big Show. So that's my number two pick. That brings us down to, Dom, just two number one picks left to go. I'm going to give you the honor, and I'm going to go ahead of you so you have the very last one. My number one pick going down tomorrow night, folks. And I hope I don't ruin it for you. But this is another girl that she's got to get back on the main stage. She's been hurt. She's been around. She's been talked about for a damn long time. How about Miss Money herself? That's right, Sasha Banks. You gotta get Sasha Banks back in the squared circle. And it's evident in my mind now that Naomi leaving TNA and Sasha Banks showing up at TNA with Bayley up in that crowd. Something is going down, dog. Something is going down. I hope I didn't step on your toes, but the show is yours. Your number one pick for the women. Who's it going to be?
So you actually grabbed two of the ones that I switched out because I figured it was like too obvious that they'd be there. You know what I mean?
I was hoping we would have no mix up or no doubles, but
yeah, like I mean, come on, we got it. We got it. We good at this. So for me, I decided for my number one pick to swing for them fences. Got that bat loaded up. And, you know, I'm huffing some copium right now in hopes that it's going to happen. Yeah. Because I need my queen to come back.
Charlotte?
Nope. I need AJ Lee to come back in this. I need it.
Stuff.
If I'm watching
on my list and I didn't put her in the top three on my list and I didn't put her in there. I think you're right.
I need her.
Those videos, folks, have been popping up. You can go search that stuff up. She's been training with with CM Punk for a long time now.
She looks great.
It's probably up to her in WWE, obviously, but that would probably send another shockwave across the nation. The baddest married couple back together in the WWE once again. That would be great. Well, there you have it, folks. That's our 6 wrestlers that we are predicting that are going to shock you tomorrow night on your screen as a guest entrance. But before we get away from this, I got to ask you, Dom, who is your pick for the men and the women's tomorrow night?
Oh, my goodness. Okay. So I thought about this for a little bit, and I feel like for men's, it might be kind of an easy pick to either go CM Punk or Cody Rhodes for that. I just don't see anybody else kind of winning. I see a lot of people looking good throughout that match, looking fantastic, dominant, the way that it needs to be. But I don't see anyone but CM Punk or Cody Rhodes winning. That's just how I personally feel.
I have it jotted down on mine, Cody, because we know it has to happen eventually. The only thing like you said, and we've talked about, the only thing that second guesses me is now with Seth Rollins' injury and that story maybe being put on hold. Does that change anything? It shouldn't change anything. And I think that, like we'll talk here in a second, what else should happen after this. But how about your women's winner? Who do you think is going to win on the women's side of things?
So I kind of went a little meme on this one, but low key, I want Bayley to win.
Okay, all right, I like it.
I want Bayley to win so bad.
I could be a liar if I sit here and told you I think I know who's going to win, because I don't know which way they're going with that story. If it's even going to be with Rhea Ripley or if it's even going to be with somebody else. I wouldn't be surprised if Rhea Ripley somehow is not an entrant tomorrow and wins the thing herself, and then she gets to pick who she wants to fight. You know how that could be. But here's my hope. Here's my hopeful, and I'm going to refer back to my list because this would be a way to start your career in WWE, and that's coming in 2024. Royal Rumble, Jade Cargill, whether you're
Yup.
number 1 or number 30, and winning this whole damn thing. And that's my pick, folks. Jade Cargill going down. But before we get out of here and get my man Dom back to Garden there, being the best security guard in the 970 and 303 area code, I got to ask you, Dom, do you think going forward it's Cody Roman or is it Rock Roman at WrestleMania?
I want it desperately to be Cody Roman, 100%. There's no build for Rock and Roman. There's nothing like special happening in my opinion. Nothing that's like really making me like antsy for it to be Rock and Roman, aside from just, am I gonna sit at the bar? Am I gonna sit at a booth? Is The Rock gonna sit at the table like that?
He got what he wanted from it. He got what he wanted from it. I think
it was entertaining, but
you and 97% of the world wrestling fans are gonna say the same thing. It's got to be Cody Roman to finish this story. But it's in my eyes, I'm okay with that as long as going forward, it's not a short-term deal. We get something out of Cody going forward because I did get burnt out and I am semi burnt out on him right now. But
a little bit.
Randy Orton and all that other mix up right now has kind of helped you sidetrack from that. And I think that's great for what they do. My opinion, it's going to be Cody. And I think Cody's going to do something amazing tomorrow night. I think he might even go bell to bell, number one, and win this whole thing and fight off every beast you can imagine. Another name we didn't bring up that's probably going to be there, the beast himself, Brock Lesnar. So we're set for an amazing night, folks. Like I said, this my man Security Dom coming on to give us his predictions, our thoughts, and everything for these bad to the bone WWE premium live events. And we'll be talking to you coming up here in a short couple weeks, giving you our thoughts on the next one. That's right, Dom. Elimination Chamber is right after Royal Rumble, setting things up for the biggest live wrestling event of the world. It's WrestleMania going down in Philadelphia. But before that, I want to thank Dom coming on, giving us all his thoughts. And before we get out of here, we want to let everybody know, make sure you guys are checking us out each and every week, wherever you listen to your podcast at, and follow us at easeandbees.org. Or if you want some of this bad to the bone merch right here, like we got the LL Spool J red logo shirt, flex on them shirts in each color, and of course the kids logo. Check us out at Ease and Bees, myshopify.com. That's where you can get all of our Ease and Bees merch. Dom, it's been an honor and a pleasure having you. And until next time, once again, coming to us from parts unknown, I give to you security. My man, thank you, bro.
No problem.